Hometown Hobbies.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that, though. That's what you're into.
Alright, he's going to Mutagenic Growth to save his Blister Coil Weird, which would in turn untap it. But that is not as important as saving your Blister Coil Weird. At the top of your screen, you have Cody Hill playing Kodotha Red Affinity, which is, I think, his own creation. I'm not entirely sure. And at the bottom, we have Josh playing the Blister Coil Weird combo deck. We've had real matches on the stream all day.
Yeah.
I really wanted a fun one because this one will be over very fast, and we are on a big time crunch. So, Cody's going to play a Legion Loyalist, attacking him down to 15, and he's
also
going to follow it up with Kodotha Rebirth off of Mox Opal. And just sacking the Mox Opal without using the Mox Opal for mana.
And we have a decent amount of tier 1 decks.
Yeah, we have people who have Tarmogoyfs.
Yeah.
We have the real
Twins,
decks.
Delvers.
So I thought that would be nice to get the... They're not even budget decks. Cody's playing with Mox Opal. That card's $40.
Yeah. And these are the decks they built to play tonight. This isn't like they didn't have other cards or other decks. And Josh just XO'd the tournament.
Yeah, he XO'd this tournament with real decks, playing this deck.
Yeah.
So
and we saw him turn...
This is a West Virginia local, so let's not say this is the big deck, but it makes it interesting. This could be a real contender if it's doing well at these tournaments.
He turned to Grixis Twin. We saw that.
This deck does feel very similar to Infect. It really does, except it has to deal 20. So it makes me think... Well, I guess Red doesn't have Infect cards, right? It was Red.
No, it doesn't have Infect, but
does Red have an Infect creature at all? Because I know that all the other colors do.
I don't remember. I don't think so.
They probably wouldn't give Red an Infect creature.
Yeah. I wasn't into the Phyrexian flavor of New Phyrexia.
He's going to get in there with Team. Goblin Bushwhacker says that creature cannot attack. Is that correct? No. Bushwhacker +1's your team if you kick it.
Yeah.
So right now he's getting in there for a decent amount of damage. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It would put Josh down to 5 life. And then we'd have to see Josh possibly... Yeah, there's a good chance that Josh might just win on the next turn if he draws like a pump spell. I assume he already has the double strike part.
There's Titan Strength.
Is this in... When is this? Oh, he just blocked. He got rid of the Legion Loyal so he didn't die, I think. It's going to put Josh down to 7, I believe.
That is what that is, right? Titan Strength?
Yeah.
He scries off that.
Yeah, he scried to probably... He put it on the bottom, so I assume he was looking for the Teamer Battle Rage. But he has a blocker in the Ornithopter. Apostle's Blessing can give it protection from artifacts, but that might be it for Josh. He's going to cast Simian Spirit Guide. That is the best play that I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, that's when you know you're in trouble.
Yeah, Josh, I think this one's all for Cody. Slash Panther is a vintage staple.
Yeah.
It's a weird one. He throws the cards across the table to block. But it's not the Infect creature we're looking for, and it also costs too much, let's say. If you're looking for a Jace killer, Black Lotus into Ball Lightning is the way to go. We're going to see a draw from Josh. He's going to play a Swift Spear and pass. Cody is looking at a 1-1 and a 1-1 against a team of 1-2s and 2-2s. So Josh sort of stabilized, and we saw him do this earlier today. Let's see if he can do it again one more time.
I actually, don't ask me why I was watching it, just browsing YouTube. But I was watching the Game 5 of Pro Tour Chicago in 1999.
That's about as like throwback as you could have went.
Yeah, it was the 90s day. I also went and saw Jurassic World. Maher won it.
Okay.
But his opponent was playing Necro, and he just goes Swamp, Unmask, discard, makes him discard a spell.
I thought it was 2 cards.
Is it? It might be.
I don't know. Just keep going. I'm sorry for
But then plays the Unmask for free because of the Swamp, and then plays Dark Rit, Necro, proceeds to Wasteland Bob Maher out of lands, and Bob Maher still comes back and win.
He's a great Magic player, and that's why he's on Dark and Confidant. And he's in the... I think he was in the first... I assume he was on the first class in the Hall of Fame. I know Finkel and Kai Bood were, but I assume Bob Meyer was right there with him. It's really hard to say either of those two names without saying his name too. As the greats of the game, anyways.
And I do think our coverage is about on par with where they were
back then.
Yeah, back in the 90s.
Since we have the internet.
Yeah.
Easily available.
Well, was it on ESPN back then?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, there you go.
You can watch John Finkel unsleeve play some Phyrexian. What's the enchantment processor? Phyrexian processor. That's one where you pay like 19 life and you can make 19 19s. Yeah. You can watch a sweet match of Bob Meyer and John Finkel battling out old school decks on YouTube. If you type in ESPN Magic the Gathering, that'll probably bring it up. MTV also used to show Magic things like on the Magic Cruise. They tried to market it towards like 17-year-olds at the time, like who were at spring break looking like Bart Simpson. Turns out those people didn't end up liking it, but now they probably do because they're like, hey, this game wasn't bad. You know, it might not have made as much sense as it does now, but...
And it's weird to see where Magic's came, where it's kind of found this like niche in pop culture. But yeah, like I was saying, it's cool to find this, like, because I remember when I was in high school, like, I did the sports and I did all that stuff, but I was a nerd because at lunchtime I was playing Magic on the lunch table. And here I am at work, talking to I
think that's lethal for Cody.
This girl I work with who's about 7 years younger than me, and I tell her
that's gonna be
it.
1 sec. Cody Hill gets it 2-1 off of a back and forth beat 'em ups between two very aggressive decks. That's gonna be our top 8. I'm sorry for interrupting, but you were in the middle of talking about that you were talking with a girl at work.
Yeah, she's considerably younger. She's 20, and I was telling her that, you know, I play Magic and that we stream and, you know, and do all this stuff. And she's like, "Oh, Magic the Gathering? All the cool kids at school played that." And I was like, "What?"
That doesn't sound right.
Yeah, and so
that doesn't sound right.
So it's cool to hear that like Magic is finding its nice little pop culture place in the world.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. I mean, it's definitely big now. Like, if enough stories like that Tarmogoyf just see the light, people are going to be like, can I get that $14,000 card? Can I do this in a Magic tournament?
Yeah.
And the answer is, you won't know until you try. Like, that's all you can do. I'm going to go ahead and not make them stay open too much later, so I'm going to sign off from here. Pay attention to the Facebook. I will get Josh to give me a deck profile. I'll do that right now. Write that down so I remember. Otherwise, I will forget. But until next time, guys, which should be next week. 100% I should be on next week. Streaming Modern. Same time. Hopefully it starts a little bit earlier. We started at like 7:20 today. It was a little slow because the car told us we need to wait on them. I'm not sure if they showed up, actually, because I was over here. So, same time next week. We're going to start around 6:50, 6:55, depending. And we're going to be streaming Modern, and that's pretty much all I can say. Thank you so much. Once again, thank you for watching.
Yeah, the good thing about Modern is that the matches just generally go by.
They go pretty fast.
Yeah.
We went to time a couple times, but for the most part, we didn't go to time at all.
Yeah. Helps we're on a time crunch streaming, too.
Yeah, I did not think we were going to be able to do top 8 at all. The top 8 actually split. The top 8 split, and they just played on camera for me.
No, that's good.
So,
yeah, I mean,
sorry, Rare Drops, if you heard me. But I really, well, it sounds like they're still here anyways. They're having a blast.
They got things going on.
Yeah, they have things. So, Garrick does. He's right here. He is what the cool kids would refer to as Bay.
Yeah.
B-A-Y. I still don't know why people spell it B-A-E.
It's an anagram.
Oh.
It's before anyone else.
I don't know about that. I'm going to need an Urban Dictionary for Bay. All right.
Actually, don't.
I'm just messing around. All right. You all have a great evening, and thank you again for watching, and we'll see you next week. Tuning out, or going out?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Bouncing
Cookie
out.
Crumbles? That's the way it was?
Is that
Can I just steal everybody's, like, closing line? Is that... That's my thing.
Are you Bruce Almighty?
No.
Is that the way the cookie crumbles?
Until next time, Batman, I will